Okay. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Hello, peoples. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? It's not on? Now it's on? Okay. Okay. Hi, guys. How are you guys doing? Just want to make sure. I got to invest in shorter lashes. Well, why don't I just wear my regular lashes? Might as well. I look like I don't have any eyelashes when I don't have these on. Try my best to see. Hello, guys. Who is here? I know different people will be pouring in at different times. We got Stella. We got Ty here. Happy New Year's, Ty. New Year. New Year. I keep saying New Year's. Not the proper way to say it. Happy New Year. We have, who else do we have? Customer service. Amanda's here, of course. Happy New Year to you guys. How are you? I hope your New Year is starting off well. Mine started off pretty good. Granted, another year. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. For the guys, you guys who reached out to me, much appreciated. Happy to be alive. Happy to have another day, let alone another year. It's an amazing feeling. Okay. I'm I'm beat, literally beat. We had a snowstorm. Well, it's not so much a snowstorm, but yeah, it flurries my foot. All that snow we had outside, I would have busted my behind.
It wasn't that bad.
Erica, is it true that the narcissist hid you the entire time in public? Well, that would all really depend on, because every situation is different. That would all really depend on how, what transpired during the relationship. People believe in privacy, and then people believe in being secretive, and one is not the same as the other. Okay, there is a very thin line, extremely thin line. So usually, if the person makes the narcissist look good, if they, if that person gets attention and it, kind of shines a light on the narcissistic person, usually they don't. But if it's coming down towards, let's say, a discard, or if they're planning a discard, I believe that would probably be the time where they would try to they will kind of like push you backstage, because they're going to be trying to put someone else in your place. So usually during a discard, because when they're doing all of that immense gaslighting, and they're trying to keep you at arm's length, they slowly make you disappear. If you guys notice during your discard, a lot of the things that they used to do, they stopped doing. A lot of the things they did to, pretty much groom you, maybe love bomb you, the things that they used to do in your relationship, they stopped doing, especially towards the end. Because towards the end, it's pretty much, I have to now bring someone else in. So I would probably say that it would probably go more towards where, a discard is happening. But unless you have like a real pathological liar, or a real, like a pathological extreme narcissist, I mean, you can't put anything past these people. But I found that more so during the discard, or going towards the discard, they find it more feasible to try to, remove your presence, especially, if they're grooming someone else, because, they try to go for the next best thing. They try to go for what appears better. And, as we know, just because they look good doesn't mean they're a good look. So I think that that more so happens probably towards the end, but that's not to negate that it doesn't happen at all in the relationship. So, I wouldn't put anything past these people. Oh, by the way, guys, don't mind the Christmas decorations in the back. I know we're already like in the first week of January and Christmas is over, but y'all know me. My shit stays up like half the year, half the month. So more than likely it'll still be there. Ty, yes, you can. For now, throw me a virtual hug. Throw me a virtual hug. Come here. Come here with it. Come on. Come on. Like Kevin Hart. Come on. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Give us a hug. Queen, to relatives, he downplays your situation with them. Well, of course. Listen, these are the kind of people who don't take accountability for their actions. Okay? If you have someone who has an image to preserve, a certain type of image, especially if they have maintained that image for a very long time, okay? And in a situation where they know they're in the wrong, they know that their behaviors were wrong, they're going to continue to try to preserve that image. So not even unnaturally, what they're going to do, they're pretty much, what did I tell you guys before? They pretty much prep everyone. They prep everyone before that happens, before the discard happens, before, doing what it is that they do happens. They pretty much put you to be the bad person, all to make themselves look like the good one. I mean, listen, look at it this way. All the gaslighting, right? The lying, the sneaking around, the doing whatever it was they were doing, because they had new supplies somewhere else or they had opportunity somewhere else, right? All of the stuff that they were doing to you with regards to the discard, they're basically going to, in the midst of that, give people the impression that you are the unstable one. You are the one who, who has an issue with, with everything they do. Meantime, all of this is reflective of you seeing holes in everything, because, as you start to see that mask slip and you start to see things for what it truly is, listen, those rose tinted glasses are starting to slide off because you're starting to see the actual person. They will sit there and tell people, well, I tried to offer them friendship, or they'll tell people, if people ask them, well, what happened to the relationship? Oh, they left. They abandoned me. They left me. When the reality of it was that everything they were doing to you, creating instability within you, and of course you being reactive towards it, all of that was pretty much set up. People want to say, well, a narcissist is not aware that they're a narcissist. They're not going to call themselves out. They're not going to sit there and say, my behaviors are shitty, my behaviors are like this, my behaviors are like that. Because even if they were aware and they know that their behaviors are very sabotaging and they're very messed up, if they continuously do it, it's because they want to. When you become aware of something, now you're given a choice. You're given a choice. Are you going to continue doing it, or are you going to do something to change it? And if, in this case, if they were aware, which, come on, you cannot not be aware if your behaviors are toxic, if they're very sabotaging, if they're very immature. You cannot sit there and say that you're not aware of what it is that you do. And every single time you have, a relationship or a dynamic with someone that they're the ones who are wrong and you're the ones who are right in the situation. But regardless of it, even if they downplay you in front of their family members, their family already know about them. Their family already knows about their behaviors. They know what they're capable of. They know what they're capable of. They know what it is they do. Those family members were brought up in the same environment as that person. There's no freaking way they couldn't know what they're doing or what they're capable of. But at the end of the day, listen, you know your role, you know your position, you know where you were in the situation, and everything you saw, everything you heard, everything that was done, it actually happened. You've seen them for who they are. The only crazy part about it is that even after all of that, they don't expect you to leave. They don't expect you to be on your own. They don't expect you to say, no, screw this, I'm out. What they expect you to do is to be so broken and so scarred and so hooked to them and just, holding on to them, that when push comes to shove, when they decide, when they feel it's their time, that they're ready to come back to you and bless you with their presence in your life, they can, because you'll still be hurting. You'll still be hurting, and you'll still be, caught up on that person. They never expect you to take the steps that you're taking to move forward in your life. And this goes for family too. They don't expect you to say, no, this family dynamic is toxic and I want nothing to do with it. So I'm just going to. So when people ask, well, where's John or where's Mary? How come, we don't see them around? Oh, I don't know. They just don't want to, they're on their own little mission. They don't want to deal with us. They don't want to talk to us. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's happening, which is complete and utter bullshit, because a family of narcissists, a family of manipulators, a family of people who are extremely toxic, they know what their toxicity brings to the table, which is why they try to scapegoat the people who become the black sheep, who are pretty much like, no, I'm not dealing with any of you people. All of you people are toxic and you need to just leave me the hell alone. So they're well aware of it. If they play you down in front of their family, trust me, they are very, very well aware of it. Stella, my friend told me the ex-narc is on Match dating site. He used to say he had so many girls after him, yet he's on the dating site. What did I say? It's because they look good doesn't make them a good look. Okay? People, listen, superficial people think that their exteriors is, it's sufficient. It's not. It's not. You can look good. And at the end of the day, if you end up having people in your life and you have no personality, besides the screwed up personality disorder you have, but if you have no type of personality, if you have nothing to offer, if you have nothing, and by that I mean, and it could be something so simple, so basic. We're not even talking about finances. We're not talking about, big flashy crap. I don't even do big flashy crap. We're talking about the basics. If you don't have anything to offer, your looks can only get you but so far. It can only get you but so far. After a while, it's like, show me something else. Give me something else. What else do you have? Some people can see through the mask a lot faster. Some people, as they're grooming these other people and they're, and remember, Stella, what I told you, that people think and people are under the impression, well, or at least they were made to believe that these people can just, they're the shit. And that's only because they projected that onto you. So if you were a victim, now turned survivor, or if you are still in the victim, the victim stage, this was something that was just projected onto you. Look at the discard. When the discard happened and they were getting their ego stroked, right? You were hurting, you were in your feelings, you were going through your emotions, you were going through, your own your own personal situation. They were feeding off of the ego stroking and feeding off of the attention that they were getting from other people. They laugh first and then cry later. Okay? You cry first and then laugh later. So while they're dealing with all of that and they're sitting there, I'm the shit. Yeah, I got a vagina made of gold or I got a magic stick. Like, okay, this is what you think. And that's all you have to offer. But at the end of the day, you don't have substance, you don't have sustenance, you don't have anything that you can really present as far as, because a relationship is based on emotions. And these people are emotionally inept, they're emotionally deficient. They cannot sustain relationships, they just cannot sustain them. They're too caught up on being self-serving. They're too caught up on being self-seeking. They're too caught up on being the center of attention rather than paying close attention. That's just who they are. So when they project onto you, yeah, other people want me, or while they were, in the discard, they were giving you the silent treatment, they were stonewalling you, they were, making you feel like crap, all the while all these other people were, putting them on this highly inflated pedestal. People who have been victimized like this really do believe that these people are just like, I can have any and everybody I want, until they end up saying the wrong thing to the wrong person, or they end up doing the wrong thing to the wrong person, or they end up trying that shit on the wrong person. you know and every narcissist encounter with different people can have different consequences. But it's not your problem. It's nothing for you to worry about. The dating sites are pretty much a playground for them. They'll pretty much, whether it's after narcissistic collapse, or it's after, either being discarded or going, discarding someone. If they, could not hoover you in, if they couldn't suck you back into their life, yeah, I mean, listen, after a while they get bored. They're going to be bored because they have nobody to stroke their ego. They have nobody to be there the way you were there for them. And if you notice, and one thing I notice about people who've been victimized by narcissistic abuse, you got to realize something too. You set the bar really high. You set the bar really high, which is why they would attempt to try to hoover you back in. By setting the bar really high, now they're thinking, okay, I got this out of you. I got all of this special treatment, all of this love, this genuineness and everything. And I did all of this. I did all of this to you. Let me try a crack at it with someone else. Failing to understand that no two people are the same. Okay? So, as I would say it, I may have been a pendeja with the person, but at the end of the day, which is a stupid ass, by the way, guys, I mean, stupid ass, someone else, or the person they try to go on next, go on to, either may not fit the bill, may not fall for that shit, or may be another narcissist or another narcissistic individual who is just as toxic as them. You understand? What I've just learned is that I'm not going to do any more for anybody than what they do for me. You give me an inch, I'll give you an inch. You give me a yard, I'll give you a yard. But it's not going to exceed anything you give to me. And that's the kind of attitude that we have to start walking with. Sadie, my ex came back asking me for another chance after him not committing to me for 4 years. He was with another woman as well. Yeah, no, no, no. It's the thing that kills me most about people is, listen, at the end of the day, if I leave someone, I leave someone. You know, if I and you don't leave someone for someone else. That's codependency. That is codependency. You don't, because once you start seeing, if you're starting a relationship outside of the one you already have, that is a red flag. That is a sign of codependency. It means that you can't be alone. You can't be alone, and you constantly have to have someone, you have to be with someone. But to know that you would make me an option, you would sit there after I tried to make an honest man out of you, whatever the case may be, and without force, mind you, without force, but to know that you couldn't be committed. Well, first of all, if you notice, they drag it. It's like, yo, you're non-committal. Why even bother? Why even bother go through all of this? Why even bother and start something if you know for a fact that this is not the end game for you? This is not the goal. This is not what you had in mind. It's because they're selfish. It's because they are selfish. They like the way you make them feel. They like the way you cater to them. They like the way you were giving to them. They like the way that you were putting them on a pedestal and you were making them a priority. It made them feel good. It made them feel special. It made them feel entitled. Yet they knew they were not going to commit. And that's the part that really pisses me off, because it's like, what the F? Like, why are you even bothering? But as someone who is not selfish, rather selfless, I never understood that until now, because people like what they can get for less. You notice you go shopping, or if you go online, which I'm guilty of doing that too. I go online, it's like compare shopping, right? You like to get the most for less. That's exactly how a narcissist is. So when they go and they do all of this, after they've been with different women, or, guys, after they've been with different men, or they've been through, whatever string of supply they went through, and then to come back and say, I messed up, I'm sorry, I realize that you're the one for me. I realize that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. No, you went out there, you done dipped your cookie into different dips, and now you coming to me talking about, I want to commit. Man, listen, let me tell you guys something. I don't know if you guys have gone through different cycles with different people, or if you've gone through different cycles with the same person, but you don't double dip the chip. I'm just saying. Does that bear repeating?
No double dipping.
We don't double dip, guys. Sorry. Not on this side. Okay? I don't recycle. The only thing I recycle, plastic, bottles, glass, paper,
Aluminum.
cardboard, aluminum. Okay? That's the only thing I recycle. For someone to go out there and do all of these things with different people, or just another person, what have you, because a lot of them, listen, if they don't have new supply or whatever, yeah, they may run through people. They may, spread the love. All to come back to you while you're trying to heal, while you're trying to fix everything in your own life, trying to reestablish your own independence. You're trying to, reconnect yourself and rebuild yourself. Because let me break something to you guys. While you guys were trying to put yourselves together, which you had successfully done, where were they? Where were they? Where were they at when you were hurting and you were sitting there going through depressive moments, going through anxiety, going through pain, okay? Not being able to sleep, not being able to eat, possibly eating too much, maybe over smoking, maybe doing all kinds of stuff that was detrimental to your body and to your mind. Where were they? Go ahead, I'll wait. Where were they? All for you to be in a place where you are content, you're at peace, you're feeling good about yourself, you're doing what is best for you, you're letting go, you're doing all of these things, for them to come knocking on your door talking about, Baby, I'm home. I want to come home. I love you. I miss you. We don't double dip. There's none of that. There's none of that. Okay. I don't play that. I don't play that. I don't recycle. I don't. The one thing I have not done, I may have been cordial with exes. I may have, not been disrespectful. I may sit, okay, whatever, brief chit chat, water under the bridge. It is what it is. But I've never gone back to an ex. I've never gone back to an ex. I've never gone back to a relationship with someone who has disrespected me, who has degraded me, who has made me an option, who has made me feel like crap, who has talked down to me, who used me, who abused me, who hurt me. I've never gone back to an ex. I've never gone back. An ex is an ex for a reason. They ended things with you, did they not? Did they not let you go for whatever reason? Whatever their excuse, because it wasn't even a reason. It was an excuse because they wanted to break away. They wanted to break free from your relationship. Because listen, guys, it doesn't matter what they left you for. It doesn't matter what they left you for. The fact of the matter is they left you for opportunity. Okay? And what happens when you get involved with an opportunist? When you get involved with an opportunist, which is someone who basically uses people to get places, to get things, to get to the top, you really don't, come on, I'm not speaking in a way where it's like, yo, you should have common sense. I'm saying it in a way where I ingrain it in your mind why it is not a good idea to even bother dealing with someone who had no respect for you, who was conscious about their disrespect for you, who was conscious about what it was they were doing to you, and still at that point did not give a damn. But because they're either facing karma, because they don't have supply, because they have nowhere to go, because they need finances, because I could give you a whole list of things, but because of all of this, they want to come and knock at your door. Yet again, this is where I have to tell you, you got to think about your self-respect and all the hard work you have done to get to this point for them to come back and be like, I missed you. I miss the way things were. I miss the old Erica. Well, shit. Good luck finding her. She's somewhere out there. You're not the same person you used to be. Once you've experienced something like this, and this goes for anybody who has dealt with narcissistic abuse or anyone who is currently going through a discard or, currently in their fields or hell, we're doing better, who's seeing the signs of a discard, they don't respect you. Okay? People who do not respect themselves do not respect other people. People who do not respect themselves do not respect other people. Because even a codependent person, okay, someone who grew up with no validation, who grew up with no sense of identity, who grew up with insecurities, and grew up with just wanting validation, craving it, still has respect for other people. They lack self-love. And in some cases, yes, I can sit here and say, something, they lack self-respect, but that's because of their need to feel accepted. So they accept certain behaviors, but this is, of course, because they're groomed, they're primed to be that way. But people who clearly do not respect you have shown you to your face they don't respect you and has managed to put a price tag on you, depreciating your true value. They do not. They do not get to walk into your door, come into your home, and sit there eating a hot meal at your table, taking a shower in your bathtub, getting dressed and all, and laying in your bed after everything they did, and all because they got some stuff going on out there. They decide they want to come back and talk to you. No. Mándalo pa'l carajo, okay? You know what that means? Send them to hell. Okay? Yes, I am a Christian. Yes, I believe in God. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you right now, the devil comes knocking at my door. I'm not answering. I'm not answering. I am not answering. Think about everything that you guys have gone through before you let them ring that bell. Hey, Butch. I mean, Ty says taking a narc back is like taking a shit and trying to put it up here. You know something? Listen, we can compare it to that. Unfortunately, there are people who do end up falling back into that cycle. They end up falling back into that, those patterns. And I mean, listen, every reason is different. The person you dealt with could be a narcissist. Maybe the people they deal with are also, or, just as narcissistic or toxic, and it's something that's familiar to them. At the end of the day, whatever their reasons are, when they show you the first time, you got to believe them. Are people capable of change? Yes, I've said this before. They are capable of change. They are capable of changing their ways. But at the end of the day, and you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If they do change and you decide to let them back in, if they show you they have changed, if they show you that, they're on a straight and narrow path, just be forewarned. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay? You have to run with discernment. At the end of the day, these people, 9 out of 10 times, when you have someone who does not see a problem in their actions, or if they're so egotistical and so prideful that they look at themselves like, I don't have a problem. You're the one who has the problem. I'm not the one who's like this. You're the one who's like that. Like they deflect. They just bounce it back to you. I see no point. I see no point. I really don't. And then the thing is, I make it known countless times. seven, and I'm pretty sure there's more than that now. 7 billion people on this planet, man. 7 billion other people on this planet. Why is it so damn important to be fixated and go back to someone who couldn't respect you because they lack respect for themselves? Why go through all of that? It should not have to be a fork in the road, but if it isn't, the path that you should be going, listen, may be different from the path that you want to go. Sometimes it's hard for people, and I get that, because trauma bonding is extremely hard to break free from, because you still have certain thoughts and you feel like, something, parts of me still loves this person. Parts of me still care about this person. And I get that completely. But you got to remember that the person you cared for, the person you loved, the person you were, taking care of, and, you were having good times with, and you were just, is a person who was masking their trauma, masking themselves. They were giving you a side of them that was an illusion, because that's not who they truly are. That's not how they really live their lives. They're not authentic. They're not genuine. But because they know that the minute they show you a red flag from the get, they know you're gonna run. They know that you're gonna be like, oh heck no, wait a minute. Where the hell did that come from? They know that you're going to do that. That's why they play it off for you. Some people find it hard to believe. Some people are like, they don't want to believe that. They don't want to believe that people are capable of being this way. And, evil influences. I mean, I can't stress it enough. I really can't stress it enough. But you do have people who end up going back. And I've had people who I've, talked to during maybe sessions. I have people who have followed and who were part of the community. And they decided to go back. I don't enable that. I don't enable that. I don't enable going back. I enable going forward. And I try telling them it's going to get worse. It's going to happen again. People want to look at me like, you don't know what you're talking about. This person's changed. All right, cool. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And amazingly enough, not so surprisingly though, they message me. You were right. This time it didn't even last 3 days, or it didn't last a week. They were already back on their shit. Yeah, I told you. I don't want to tell you I told you so, but I told you. Hi, official. Erica, why do they hoover you, then let days pass to hit you back up again? He put me back on his YouTube TV account and do all of this. What's the reason? I was discarded 6 months ago. It's breadcrumbing. It's breadcrumbing. It's to kind of, it's to keep you within his surroundings and for him to be in your surroundings. So to ensure that you're not over him, that you're not moving on to someone else, that you're not getting involved with someone else, that's his way of keeping control from a distance. So when they come around, and if they message you or whatever, and then even if you got into the groove of things, they don't message you for days, and then they're messaging you again or whatever. It's just that's the whole point of breadcrumbing. It's to give you little pieces, just little tiny pieces, so you could just nibble, but not have the full loaf. Because I'm going to give you the reality of some things. People who are manipulative and of this nature, they're not giving you the whole loaf because they're sharing a few slices with other people. And at the end of the day, it's pretty much, it's like, okay, I can have my cake and eat it too. And by that I mean, I could do everything I did during the discard. I can communicate with you after everything I did during the discard, because I know you still are attached to me. You're still attracted to me. Because let me. I don't know if I've explained this before. When you got discarded and that shit felt like a ton of bricks hit you, it's because they knew that you were still invested, even though they weren't. So because you were still invested, you were still in the relationship, they weren't. They were not still invested. They were not in the relationship. That's why it appears that, well, damn, they got over things a lot faster than I did. I'm still hurting. I'm still working on it. It's because you were the only one truly invested in your relationship. You were the only one building that relationship from the ground up. Believe that or not. Yeah, they put some things into it. Yeah, they contributed. They may have contributed materialistically. Does that sound familiar? When I tell you that the narcissist parents don't contribute emotionally, don't contribute to their children on a an emotional level, on a psychological level, but they do give to their kids, right? They put a roof over their head, they feed them, they clothe them. They do pretty much the basics, but under the basics. And if you notice during your relationship, it was the same thing. They'll give you things, sure. They'll give you things. They'll give you things in replacement for emotion and connection. You're not seen as a person. You're not seen as a spirit, or, someone with a soul. You're seen as someone who pretty much can just, maybe please me sexually, stroke my ego, make me feel, the way I want to be felt. And all I got to do is give you a couple I love yous. All I got to do is maybe, caress you or touch you, or make you feel good in whatever way, without really getting too close to you. And then what happens? They want to give you breadcrumbs afterwards because they want to own you. They want to control you. They do not, and don't take this the wrong way, guys. Please do not take this the wrong way. But you guys know me, I'm very, very direct when I speak. They don't want you. They just don't want anyone else to have you. They don't want you moving on because you have supply that can fulfill them. They don't want you to be happy because they're not happy. If they were so damn happy and they were so, genuinely in love and all this bullshit, why are they trying to hoover you? Why are they trying to come back to you? Why are they trying to contact you? Why are they trying to do these things? Why are they stalking you? Why are they watching you? Why are they coming by your house? Why are they driving by your job? Why are they doing all of these things? If that's the case, I'm one who puts logic. I want logic. I don't want none of this assumptions. I don't want none of this, oh, well, it's no. This is logic. Logically speaking, if they're so damn happy and they're so, everybody else is better than you. Everybody else is this and everybody else is that. Okay. Why you up my ass then? But meantime, when you discarded me and you told me that I was the problem and you made me feel like I was the inadequate one, I was the one who couldn't uphold your standards, I was the one who couldn't do the things to fulfill you, and meantime, it's really fulfill your void because you made that my responsibility. And because that's too much of a burden, you decided you're disposable. It's the way it is, guys. It's the God honest truth. Millie, he might not. I mean, it's it's really the matter of you would need to know where you are for yourself. Do you want him to come back or do you not? Because what people need to also understand is that if they really truly want a narcissist to come back into their life or their narcissistic ex to come back into their life, they will, whether it be conscious or subconsciously, be doing things for that person or these people to come back into their life. Or are you serious about moving forward and completely obliterating this person's essence, their energy, their existence from your life? Because as long as you continue to entertain it and you continue to allow, if he says, he reaches out to you and you're just like, what do you want? This and that. First of all, your number should be changed. Anybody who's coming out of a dynamic with a manipulator, a narcissist, a psychopath, that phone number should be changed. Okay? The seriousness of your healing and the seriousness of your moving forward depends on you. It depends on you. I have so many people who are like, oh, but why should I change my life? Why should I have to change my number? Why should I have to? Because if you don't, this shit is never going to end. Now, unless, and listen, to each their own, because like I said, I don't tell people what to do. Unless you're a masochist and you enjoy being hurt and you enjoy the psychological torture and you enjoy the emotional abuse, if that's what you do, hey, I can't tell you what to do with it. Okay, I can't. But things need to be affected. It needs to be affected in order for it to be effective. They need to know how serious you are about walking away from them, period. By doing that, you're not giving them any type of entry. You're not giving them any type of crack or crevice. You're not giving them anything. You are simply doing what you say, meaning what you say, and actually showing them, listen, I'm done. Is it hard? Of course. Never easy. It's never easy. But at the end of the day, when you reach the point, listen, I'm at a point where I don't give a shit. Me personally, I don't give a shit. I don't walk past a person twice, okay? And it did not phase me. It did not phase me. It's like, okay, why is that? Why is that? I, of all people, have not only done the work, but I have done what was necessary to prove that I'm not dealing with nobody's shit. Even though, even though I run all the chances of bumping into this person because we live in the same area, believe that or not. And I still stand my ground. And I stand my ground so much that I basically flip the script. Come for me, and you see what will happen. And that's something that that's the energy you have to throw off. You have to throw off. I'm not that weakling that you went and discarded. I'm not that little sucker that you were, sweet talking 1 minute, and then next thing you know, you on the jack with another person, or you out there, lollygagging with your ex or doing whatever. No, no. And once they see that you're serious and you're like, yo, I will cut you off. I will cut you off. Do not play with me. When you give them that, I'm not going to even say impression. When you give them that attitude, you give them that energy, they know that you're not playing. They know you can tear their ego to shreds. You know what a lot of other people don't know. You know how to disarm them. You know how to shut them down. But like I said, it has to be with you seriously wanting to cut that off. You seriously wanting to be serious about your mental health, your physical health. And like I said, people, if you have children, listen, if you have someone in your life that is willing to abuse and manipulate you, trust and believe they would be willing to do the same thing to your kids. So do not think for a second that they're exempt from that type of behavior, because they're not. And what good would your kids be if you are in a situation with someone who is totally deteriorating your mental health? What good would you be for your kids? When we have children, we got to put our kids first. The people we invite into our lives, the people we invite into our homes. Hello. Yeah, you got children too. They're going to affect your children as well. It's important that you seriously, it's important that you be serious about it if you really, really are trying to completely cut off contact. And if you're concerned about them coming around or attempting to hoover, listen, it can happen. It can happen. Okay? Majority of the time, if you're dealing with the very superficial narcs or narcissistic people, you know, they hoover because, they don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you're up to. So they just want to kind of see what's going on. But if you tell them, fuck off, I'm not playing with you, don't. You got to stand strong and firm. Now, if you're dealing with the pathological types that are very dangerous, that are very like more bordering sociopath, that they can do some serious harm, they can do some physical harm, possibly worse, you have to really abscond. You have to really try to erase yourself from everything, It's not easy, but you have a lot of people who have dealt with these types of narcissists, and people have, met their demise dealing with people like this, whether it be on their own, that they took their own lives, or these people have actually done some serious harm to them and they took their lives. Don't wait till it gets to that point. Don't wait. And don't fall asleep on them either. Okay? Just because they come around and they, give you a smile and a hey, how you doing? How many times do movies, when we watch movies,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the boyfriend or even the girlfriend, they come around, they got a bottle of wine and flowers and let's kiss and make up. And next thing you know, boom, that person ends up dead. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, Stella, you have, by the looks of your ex narcissist, that he's probably probably more the golden child type, very petty, infantile, just very, and does things for like, for attention, and just has to be, has to be I mean, listen, I was, I come to the terms, I turned 39 the other day, okay? And I got a whole year until I hit 40, and I'm looking so forward to getting older, okay? These are the kind of people who don't want to get old. They don't want to get old. Okay, they don't want to get old, so they I don't know what it is. It's I guess it has a lot to do with the Peter Pan syndrome, but because they don't want to be old, they don't want to have responsibilities, they don't want to adult in life, they act like children. They act like severe children, and it's like, you have not learned your lesson. Like, you're 45 years old. Stop. It's enough. Grow up already. But they're stunted. They're stunted. And the female narcs that are older are no better either. They are no better. In fact, if anything, they're probably worse. They're probably worse. They sit there really trying to hold on to their youth and trying to fit in with, it's like, listen, go along with your generation. Okay? Leave room for the other people that are coming behind. But a lot of them just, they're miserable people. They're miserable people. Hi, Allie. Thank you, sweetheart. Um, they are customer service. They are. They are. And it's all, you guys, people who've encountered people like this, you were pretty much you're dealing with someone who is so severely traumatized. So it's just, they don't know how to, they don't know how to, go inward and just release that trauma. So what do? They just take it out on you because you were the kind person. You were the one who was sitting there becoming their punching bag, you know, and because you were taking everything in. And yeah, you probably felt sorry for them. You felt bad for them. I mean, look, they gave you stories, did they not? Did they not tell you what happened? What happened in their relationships? Didn't they tell you what happened? Didn't they tell you that the ex, cheated on them with countless people? Or didn't they tell you that the ex beat the crap out of them? Didn't they tell you that, you know, the ex was, horrible and abusive and manipulative towards them? They told you all of these things because they wanted you to side with them. They wanted you to feel that empathy and that sympathy for them, because that's how they managed to get into your heart. They seem humble. They seem genuine. They seem like the kind of people that are like, damn, you really had it rough. You really had it tough. And the reality of it is that they're the ones who are messed up, and they're the ones who inflicted that abuse on other people. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to sit there and say, listen, I'm a very traumatized person suffering, CPTSD, and I have paranoia and trust issues. And, as a result of all of my trauma, I basically project rather than try to work on myself so I can have a healthy relationship, so I can have a healthy dynamic with someone. They figure, something, they know they're going to screw it up with you anyway. So why not just get what they can out of it and then just go? That's their attitude. They know what they're capable of, and they know what they're doing, and they know that they have no intention on committing. And this is not to say that you don't deserve a commitment, because if that's what you want, go for it, but go for it with people who deserve you. Don't go for it with people who clearly have shown emotional unavailability, clearly have shown selfishness, clearly have shown that your thoughts, your feelings, and you being considered is not a priority. It's not a factor for them. You will never, I don't think, I know no one will ever succeed with people like this, because either A, they're going to get too tired of trying to be patient and trying to be understanding and trying to work with these people, or B, they're going to be so run down and so drained and so killed internally that the narcissist is just going to end up discarding them anyway, because they can't take any more out of them. They can't do anything else to bring that person below them. It's not worth it, guys. Actually, if anyone, I'm just correcting it.
See, you gotta do your teacher thing right now.
My motto, 2021's motto was peace is priority, right? 2022's 2022, the motto for 2022 is, if anything or anyone threatens your growth, chuck them. I'm a Capricorn. You got to know this by now. You're a Virgo, and you're just as much a perfectionist as me. So I'm
more with like details on.
Okay.
Sports, movies, and see, she's already started with me. How long have I been here?
I'm not starting with you.
Already starting. I haven't even said nothing yet. First togetherness of the year.
Yeah, and guys, if you guys have a chance, if you have TikTok, I did a live on Wednesday, and it was a really good live too.
It was really good.
It really was good. If you have a chance, you can definitely go check it out. TikTok keeps up my lives over there for 90 days. So if you have a chance, definitely go check it out. And it was just, there are so many cool people over there. And I tell them about you guys too. So I tell them over there about coming over here too, because, I know not everyone has a TikTok. I get it. It's completely okay. It's understandable. That's why I do both.
Ty doesn't have TikTok.
But if you have a chance, definitely go over there and check it out, because it just, you have so many people over there who are going through it, and they need help. They need people to talk to. They need people in the community who knows what they've experienced, who can understand, who can relate to them, and really, really help them. So, definitely do that. If you can. I'm not going to tell you, go and download the app and stuff. No, if you don't have it, then, it's cool. But if you do, definitely, because I just did it on a whim, and I was like, you know what? It's my birthday. I'm going to do it. And I did it, and it turned out really, really great. And we covered a lot of points, a lot of different things. And it goes for new people too. Anyone who's new, if you have TikTok, definitely the link will be in the description. Queen, no, I don't. Girl, I don't even take aspirin, let alone smoke weed. I'm one of those types. I'm one of those types that I'll be scared to take some aspirin, let alone I'll be like Smokey on Friday. when he was all paranoid and shit. But I usually do it Thursdays. But this week I did it on Wednesday. But I usually go on Thursdays, and then it just makes it easier for the week. I go on Thursdays, and then Fridays I come here, and if you do, you can always catch me on there too. There's a lot of people on there, guys, and they definitely very, very cool people, really cool people. And I'm glad Hi Sergio, how are you, sweetheart? Happy New Year. But At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated in a sense. Yes, I was a little intimidated to start my TikTok, but I just kind of went for it and just said, you know what? Let me do it. People are gonna judge me. People are gonna have opinions. People are gonna say what they say, and
They're a lot more braver there than they are here.
oh yeah, but
I shoot them down like pew pew.
well, Amanda usually like cuts them off.
I don't even give them a chance.
She cuts them off before I get to see a comment, before I get to see anything, because I guess she knows, my mouth, and
no, you gonna hand them their ass, so
she doesn't want me to do it. So
I'm trying not to get your TikTok closed.
I know that's another thing. Like, yeah, they're gonna, try to report my page, and so I try to stay within the community guidelines, but I need to have a platform where I can say all kinds of stuff and just flow with it. Yeah, no, Queen. I tried it a few times when I was younger, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I couldn't do it. I think no, wait, I did it.
Look, she did it so long ago she can't even remember.
No, I did it with my other best friend, Shara. I did it with my. It was on Halloween. It was Halloween of it was years ago. I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. We were trick or treating, and we're chilling. We were watching movies, and I just, it was medicinal. It was medicinal, but it was cool. We smoked, and then I started eating all the kids' candies.
Nice.
Yep. While watching Conjuring, I think we're watching Conjuring. Never watch that movie if you're high, guys. I'll tell you right now. That's some creepy stuff.
We could watch that tonight. Didn't we watch that? Did we watch that? I think we did. I can't remember.
No idea. But yeah, guys, you guys know how it is, and you guys know how I feel about it, and you know that anything that when I say certain things, and I'm very passionate about it, and I really express, it's because I know where you guys have been. I know where you're coming from, and I know where it could lead if you don't do what's necessary for you, and sometimes what is necessary for us may not always be what we want, but if it's a necessity, then that means there is a benefit to it. You understand? It's like water is a necessity, right? The benefit of it is you get to live. Oxygen, necessity. You get to, you get to live, you get to survive. It's you got to basically make the list of the things that you want and the things that you need. Okay? And if the things that you need outweigh the things that you want, or don't reflect the things that you want, then you know that you have to go more towards what you need, because sometimes the things that we want aren't necessarily healthy for us, and if we continue in that path knowing that they're not healthy for us, if we end up falling on our asses because of it, we have no one to blame but ourselves. Oh no, I can't see anything. My freaking eyes. Hold on, I just want to see something. Sergio, hold on, I'm reading your comment. Sergio, is this the same the same child or is this a child that you two actually share together? Yeah, Ty, because especially Twix candies, those are bomb.
That's right. Those are good guys.
Okay, it's your son. Wow. So she lied. She lied to. She lied to the court, saying that she had custody of your child. What do I say? What did I say when I say what I say when I say it? I told you guys. I told you. Female narcissist, man. It, and hi, Cicely. Hi, sweetheart. Happy New Year. You know, man, Sergio, your story reminds me of something. It just reminds me of a story that, I can't go too deep into, but I can tell you that it's grimy shit like that. Let me tell you something. Me and my son's father, we've been separated for years. And at the end of the day, no matter what, he's a good dad. He takes care of his son, you know? I put the roof over his head, and give him the basics here, but his dad does for him. Never had an issue with him when it came to my son. Never had an issue when it came to him supporting my son. I never had to put him on child support. I never had to do any of those things. Okay? He always did everything that was necessary for him, and he's just always been a good father to him. And I can give him that 110%. And when I see situations like that where you have some females that want to make, they want to hurt you, but in reality they're really hurting your child. When they want to, just or hurt your pockets because it just gives them that sense of like control and that sense of power, it pisses me off. It pisses me off because as a mother, my son's happiness means the world to me. And I know that my son's happiness is, partially, clearly, because he has a lot of different things that make him happy, but has a lot to do with his father. And by me, doing things that are it's just going to end up hurting my son, I would never do that. I would never do that to him. And when I hear stories like this, it's like, it's sickening. It makes me sick to my stomach. Like it's just disgusting. These types of things are disgusting, especially when you have fathers who want to be a part of their kids' lives. They just want to be a part of the child's lives, and they want to, they do their part. But because you have women who are, I'm not even going to call them women, I'm going to call them females. You have females who want to control every aspect of that man's life because, for whatever the reason is, he doesn't want to be with her, but he wants to take care of the kid or whatever the situation is. When they end up doing stuff like this, it just goes to show how bitter they are. It's that bitterness. That bitterness just seeps. It seeps through their pores and it runs in their veins. And that's why when people say, "Oh well, I notice you do a lot on female narcissism." Yeah. This is what I'm compared to. Believe that or not. Females like this is what I'm compared to. I am compared, and by I mean women. I speak for women who are on the same boat as me. Okay. I speak for women who've had to pay for the kind of nonsense of another individual. Stuff like this, what he's explaining, that's Sergio, that is what I've been compared to. I've had to pay for stuff like that. I've had to pay not because of the action itself, but because of the motive behind the action. I've had to pay for stuff like that. Absolutely, Ty. Absolutely. Yep. I like that. Customer service says, I do not allow the money to flow anymore. I refuse to pay for its excuses. He refers to it. Yes, Cicely, and I'm glad. I'm glad because you will see the difference between the two. You will see the difference between the two of them. Hold on a second. You will definitely see the difference. That's why the level of discernment and healing is important. Healing is important because when you're not healed, your judgment is clouded and you don't know the difference. You can't tell the difference because you're walking with trauma glasses. That's what you're walking with. And I've actually had to, I've had to pay for these types of situations. I was people's punching bags. And then the crazy part about it is, I become a punching bag. I go through all of this, and that person still goes back. This is why I say I do not do revenge. I let God avenge. God saw everything I went through. God saw everything I went through. Okay. And because of the fact that I chose not to take it into my own hands and just give it to him, like, it's kind of like when you have the kids, like, just go, just go. That was my attitude. Like, yo, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I didn't do anything about it. I didn't do. People ask me, what did you do? What would you do? Walk away. Walk away. You want God to do his job? You want God to work effectively and create justice for you? Walk away. Don't seek revenge. Don't go looking for them. Don't go passing by their house. Don't go egging their cars. Don't go slashing their tires. Don't do none of that. Walk away. Jesus said, your enemy slaps you, turn the other cheek. Okay? Turn the other cheek. You have to do that. Because God's vengeance, your vengeance will be nothing compared to God. Okay? You can do stuff, but it'll be temporarily. God can do stuff and it could be massive and it could be beyond relief. Sometimes people can't come back from it. Absolutely, Cicely. Not all men are bad and not all women are good. And that goes, hand in hand. That goes hand in hand. I mean, it's you got people that are just, you know, you got people that are just lost causes, guys. They're lost causes. But you will become sensitive to it. So if you guys decide you want to start dating, if you guys decide you want to start, maybe testing the waters and doing your thing and just, possibly opening those doors, if you decide that's what you want to do, now you got to bring your, make sure you got your spidey senses up. Okay. Make sure you got your spidey senses up. And always know that you got a community that supports you. So if you start dating someone and I don't know, maybe you're seeing a couple of red flags or you want to just make sure it's nothing, always reach out. Always reach out. If they say something or if they ask you something, hold up. I need to consult. I need to consult. Okay? You consult with a community, we'll all be your support team.
I'll get back to you on Thursday and Fridays.
I'm gonna tell you something too, guys, just in case, because something, because I don't like to be flat left. Okay, don't be flat leaving me. If y'all get into relationships, like you could peek your head in. Okay, you could peek your head in, or put me on. Your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You never know. They coming over like, hey, we're gonna have a good time. Cool, we'll have a good time. You know what? There's this thing on YouTube. We could watch it on the TV together. You're spending time with the person, and you're spending time with me. Don't flat leave me, okay? I'm very sensitive. I get sensitive. I'm very sensitive and I get very emotional.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna have a narc date.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Thank you, Cicely. And you know something, honey, I'm gonna tell you something. You have been, and I remember when you first started following, and I remember when you first started coming to the lives, and look at where you were compared to where you are now. Okay? Look at where you were when you were sending emails to where you are now. That's a big difference, bro. That is a big difference. Oh, excuse me. This is water, guys.
I told you to.
It's
didn't
water.
I tell you to not do that? I told you to get rid of it.
You've made such a big leap. You did a lot and you're still working on yourself. And that is something that is very admirable because, you know, some people can't do it. Some people find it extremely hard. They end up relapsing. It happens. But you have definitely come a long way. Okay. And I remember where you were at that time and how you were feeling. And now, you know, now you're seeing things from totally different eyes and you're starting to really understand the concept of it and you're starting to become more sensitive to it. So not only are you sensitive to the attempt hoovers or the attempt, you know, trying to get a reaction out of you or trying to, you know, get you to say or do something, you're learning how to use that discipline to control, you know, to control yourself. You're creating that level of indifference and you're applying it to yourself. So you should definitely be proud of yourself for that. Oh, customer service, there's always going to be a cost for dabbling with a narcissist or a narcissistic person or manipulative person, a liar, a cheater, abuser, user, you name it. There will always be a cost. There will always be a cost, which is why I say just let them go. Let them go. Sergio, imagine I have 80% custody. I'm the one working, supporting my son, and I'm still paying. Oh, wow. My lawyer asked me if I want to go after her for fraud. Do it.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
If he has proof.
If you have proof, exactly. If you, I don't know.
Receipts
Listen,
and payments. And,
listen. I always thought in family court, if you had copies, you know, of checks, receipts, or what have you, for everything that you have done to support your child.
Yeah, if he's providing for his child food wise,
If your lawyer,
clothing,
first of all, if your lawyer is asking you,
yeah,
okay,
he knows you gotta
if your lawyer is asking you, do you want to take her for fraud? Man, this is your counsel asking you.
And she owes you child support for you taking care of your son.
Listen, and I'm gonna tell you something, Sergio. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm not gonna give you any legal advice. But I'm gonna tell you something, okay? She didn't have a conscience when she was doing all of this. So don't start developing one now when it comes to taking her to court. You understand? Stand your ground. Stand your ground, okay? She thought it was cool to do that, failing to understand that, you know, when you're committing fraud, there is a consequence to that. There is a consequence to that. Not saying that, you know, she should go to jail or anything like that, but I mean, of course, if that's something that can happen, and of course, if that's up to you, then you decide. But it's amazing how people can get away with certain things, but then when the tables turn and you have the opportunity to maybe file legal action or put her in a position that she can't get out of, you know, oh, you got to think about our son, you got to think about this, you know, I'm his mother, da da da, whatever. They'll throw that in your face too to make you feel guilty. So you gotta, you know, for once, I would put myself in the position of a narcissist. I'd be like, Ike, What does that mean to me? What does that mean to me? Absolutely. Just, listen, consider it. Or tell her to either drop the case, okay? Drop the case and you won't counter. You won't counter. Because if your lawyer is telling you, your lawyer is asking you, meaning that your lawyer is aware you have proof that can possibly file a case against her for fraud, that would clearly be your leverage. She could drop the case and leave it the way it is, the way you have been supporting your son, the way you've been being a father to your son. And if not, then, that's when you can let her know. Let her know. Oh yeah. Yeah, Ty. We're not playing that. I don't do bullying. I don't do bullying, especially from outsiders when they come in and they try to bully people. That don't rock with me. That don't rock with me. But guys, I'm actually going to. The hell was that? Really? What are you doing? Just sit down.
My back's so cold, I can't.
I'm gonna call it an early night. I've been up since 7 this morning, and I'm exhausted. And actually, I've been sitting in this chair all day working because I had to work from home today because we had a snowstorm. But I am glad that I came on tonight and I got to see you guys. I know that there were still some more people, and it's okay if they couldn't make it. They could always catch it on the stream. It's freaking contacts. Absolutely, Stella. Absolutely. It is. And you know what the thing is that it's not a new feat. Like, you have men who have hearts, who have empathy, who are caring and loving and giving, you know. It's just that a lot of them have also been through the same situations. And sometimes, sometimes their path, it gets deterred, you know. And I'm not saying that all people are not bad. Not all people are bad, not all people are good, but it's the people who acknowledge and the people who want to change. That's what matters. That's what counts. So just keep that into consideration when it boils down to. I think I'm going to start making applications that ask all the pertinent questions, so you guys can take that with you on dates. Oh, I gotta definitely change my contacts. I have my first kid with her. How important is it for her to be part of establishing a relationship with my son? Well, that's something that, you gotta, consider her behaviors. Consider her behaviors with your child when you're around, and consider the behaviors with your child when you're not around, you know? I mean, I don't know if your son tells you anything that goes on, or if he gives you, any type of and just information in general as far as, what's going on. But, people who are just pretty much, you see, this is why I get distracted.
What? Um,
I'm sorry about that. People who have narcissistic traits, people who are narcissists, and just extremely, it's they're not putting the kids' needs first, are the kind of people that, you really have to consider what they're teaching your child, what they're teaching your children. All right. because they can end up projecting all types of bad behaviors onto that child, to the point where even your child, because again, I don't know the like relationship as far as the two of you are concerned. If it's not filled with, if it's not cordial, and it's maybe constant bickering, or it's just toxicity, or again it's one-sided, you have to be extremely careful with it, because she could be projecting onto your child and teaching your child those types of habits, where your child can end up projecting onto you. I've seen it happen. It does happen. Okay, parents can be big influencers, so you have to really take a lot of different things into consideration. Hi, David. Sergio, I imagine she does. I imagine she does. I'm not. It's nothing new for me when it boils down to you know one sided parenting, whether it be whether it be in my own life, or the people around me. I mean, I'm familiar with, you know listen, there've been times that I know my mom has done things and said things out of anger, out of her own biased opinions, her own selfish ways. We all have selfish, attributes to ourselves, but I'm not surprised. And that's why it's important that you show your son that, you got to keep him level. You got to keep him, where he sees things for what they truly are. Words are nothing. It's about actions. She could tell your son everything. She could tell your son the sky is green. But if you're showing and proving to him that the sky is actually blue, that's all that matters. That's all that matters in this equation. All right. I'm sorry, guys. My eye is like, it's starting to hurt, and I'm gonna get ready. I haven't even had dinner yet. I have not had dinner yet. I am starved too, so I'm gonna go eat too. But I wanted to pop my head in, guys. I wanted to just, do the check-in, weekly check-in like I always do, making sure that you guys are good, making sure that you guys are doing your thing, and you are staying narc free, which is extremely important. And of course, if you co-parent with a narcissist or a narcissistic person, you know, listen, you may not be able to cut them off completely, but you can definitely go gray rock, or you could definitely just limit everything. Limit everything. Okay? Become become dismissive, become avoidant, just stonewall if you have to, but just remember, don't take anything personal. Nothing they do, don't take it personal. Okay? It shouldn't be taken personal, because it had absolutely nothing to do with you. Hold on a second. What is that? Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Thank you, Cicely. Thank you so much. Sergio, you're very welcome, and please keep me posted. Please keep me posted. Okay. I love children, and I think children deserve that. They deserve to have that close knit relationship, and they deserve to have, that they deserve to have the truth. Okay? They deserve to have the truth. We become, we either become the people we resent, or we become the people who inspire us. So, just definitely keep me posted on that. I'd like to make sure that you're doing well in the process because I know it's not easy. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, Allie. Allie, and I'm glad, honey. I'm glad. I'm glad you are, you feel safe. This is where no judgment here. I pass no judgment here. And even on TikTok, I do the same thing. I pass no judgment there. And even if there are people who are on this, on the narcissist scale and they want to get the help that they need and they want to, you know, um, do whatever's necessary to try to change their ways, listen, I'm all for it, but the proof is in the pudding. And as long as there is no bullying going on, that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. But I always try to, use discernment when it boils down to people because at the end of the day, when you think you can trust people, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just have to, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, right? So hopefully after everything's said and done, people do not look to cross your paths or try anything stupid because I would hate for you to knock them, knock them upside the ass. Although I would love to see it, but I'm just saying, I'm not a violent person. Shut up. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, sweetheart. So we got Cicely. Hi, Raphael. Hi, sweetheart. We're actually closing it out, but you can always rewind it back to the beginning and check it out on the stream. What? What? Here we go. See, it's already that time. It's already that time. My loves, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I'm so sorry. My eye is like really starting to bother me, so I need to take these lashes off. Thank you for being here with me tonight, guys. Next week will definitely be more livelier. Maybe. I don't know. I might take down the Christmas decorations. Maybe not. Who knows? I guess we'll have to find out next week. All right. So I hope you guys have a beautiful night. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'm gonna definitely work on some more content for you guys, some more videos. It's just I've been so tired and I've been so busy with work, but I will definitely work on it for you guys. And you guys already know the deal. Beautiful night, love, peace, chicken grease, all that good stuff. My beautiful peoples, I love you all. Have a great weekend. If you have questions, if you need to contact me, all of that is in the description box below. And for my regulars, you guys know where to find me if you need me. All right, guys? Muchos amor. I'm going to go eat, stuff my face, watch some movies, and then hit the bed. Have a beautiful night, guys. Bye.